Hey guys, so if you saw my short from Friday, you'd know that I attended the premiere for Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story in Leicester Square, London, and I watched the first episode. So I want to first of all just say a massive thank you to Netflix. It was an amazing experience, and I'll tell you why a little later, but I really enjoyed myself. But yeah, so I just wanted to tell you guys about my experience at the premiere and most importantly, my thoughts on episode one. So this will be a non-spoiler review on the first episode of Queen Charlotte, which will be coming out to Netflix on the 4th of May. And also, just to note, Grace hasn't seen the first episode, so we'll see what her thoughts are on it and whether if it is something she might watch in the future. But before I start, please do give this video a like and subscribe and comment down below how excited you are for Queen Charlotte. So I wanted to say first of all, like before I say anything else, I haven't seen Bridgerton. I've of course heard of it, and I thought, someday I'd give it a go as it seemed interesting. But yeah, I have not seen any of the episodes whatsoever. So I went into watching Queen Charlotte with like no prior knowledge whatsoever, and I really want to just stress, first of all, that you don't need it. You don't have to have watched Bridgerton to understand what's going on. It all makes sense. I'm sure it helps to know Bridgerton because you'll be familiar with like Queen Charlotte and some of the other characters, but still, you really don't need it. But yeah, so the show is a prequel and it's about the young Queen's marriage to King George of England, which ushers in an epic love story and transforms high society. So before watching the first episode, we were invited to the garden party experience, and I literally had no clue what that was about. Like I didn't know what was going to happen, and it was honestly it was so beautiful. If you've been to Leicester Square, they've like literally just the central part, which is like got some statues and like a little path and stuff, like they just basically turned that into a garden and it was so beautiful. There was so many flowers and there was live music and there were people dressed up, there was popcorn, drinks. It was honestly so beautiful and amazing, like the stuff they recreated and stuff. And then I went to the cinema. And before the episode came on, the people behind Queen Charlotte and the cast came out on the stage, which was lovely. You could literally tell how excited they all were. They all spoke with so much pride of like the stuff that they had done on the show, like whether it was writing it, directing it, or acting in it. And you could tell that they were really close to each other, like, especially the two leads. But yeah, one thing that stood out to me actually from the that little part, I should say, was that there was this woman from Netflix, and she said that Queen Charlotte is part of the Bridgerton universe. And as soon as I heard universe, I was like, "Oh, it sounds very MCU like." But it does make me think that perhaps there will be some other shows based on it. So maybe they'll do some on other characters. I mean, of course, I'm not really familiar with Bridgerton and stuff, so I don't know what exactly. But I think from what I could tell from the word universe is like that's what it means. But anyway, I'm gonna get onto the main part because I'm sure that's why you guys wanted to watch this. So the first episode. At first, like when it started, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little confused. And I just didn't know what was going on. And that lasted just for 5 minutes, and then it all made sense. And the first episode was absolutely amazing. There's no other way to describe it. I was like beaming the whole way through. I couldn't stop smiling. I was honestly either laughing or just smiling, just really enjoying it. I just really enjoyed it so much. And I can't wait to see the rest of the episodes on the 4th of May, which is so far away, which is so annoying. I thought at least they could have shown another episode, but yeah. So the story started with Charlotte, who is a German princess, and she's heading to England to marry King George III. And she isn't happy about it, and that's basically how it starts. I don't want to say too much about the first episode because I don't want to spoil it. I'm not sure if people are aware what happens or not. I don't really know. If you read the books, maybe or whatever, I don't know. But that is basically the first first couple of well, I don't know. The first like 15 minutes or so. I'll just say that. But yeah, I'm really excited to learn more about Queen Charlotte and her life with the king as well. And what I really loved was that there are two stories in one. And I don't want to say too much about what both stories are, but you'll understand when you watch it on the 4th of May. But yeah, so there's these two stories, and I wasn't really didn't really understand like whether it was supposed to be something else, but it makes sense like once you get a bit further along. But I could really feel the chemistry between the cast and like the acting, like between Grimsley and between Queen Charlotte, and then between like, all the different characters. But in particular, between Charlotte and George, like there is just something there between them. And it was just, it was just so cute. And there is comedy. And honestly, I just like just from watching the first episode, I fell in love with Queen Charlotte and her both actors, like their portrayal of Queen Charlotte was really good, and I'm really excited to like know what's going to happen next. So yeah, the first episode was a great start to the show. It has already got me so hooked, and just coming out of the cinema, I was like, oh my God, like why do I have to wait so long? And honestly, but it's just looking at everybody else's expressions and stuff, they were all feeling the same thing. Everybody was so excited. We all just want to know what happens with Charlotte next. But yeah, if you haven't seen Bridgerton, it is 100% okay to see Queen Charlotte. I can vouch for that because I saw it for the first episode. You don't need any background knowledge whatsoever, and I love that they did that because someone might have like enjoyed the look of Queen Charlotte, but then they might have thought, oh, maybe I can't watch it, but you actually can. So go ahead and watch it if you were a bit apprehensive about it because you haven't seen Bridgerton. But yeah, I just really enjoyed it. I can't wait to see the rest of the episodes. So yeah. Grace, how does it sound to you?
I mean, it sounds interesting. Like when I first heard about Bridgerton, I thought, is this something for me? Because I wasn't exactly a fan of like watching a show that is based kind of like what era is it based in? Like Victoria era, or is it
It's
kind
before that thing.
Oh, I see. But just that kind of area, and I
Yeah.
thought I'm not sure if I would be kind of in those shows. And then my mum watched it, and she said, "Oh, this is so great. I mean, it's so different." And when I watch it, I'm like, "Wait a minute, this isn't like a historical fit show or anything. This is, I mean, it was very different, like something I've never seen before." So I thought I'll give it a try. I haven't yet, but I mean, it's on the middle of my list. I don't want to say bottom because I would be sounded cold, but I mean. I just never got bound to it. And then when you hear about Queen Scarlet, I mean Charlotte, Queen Charlotte, you thought, oh wow, this is must be really popular to get like a spin-off. So I just wonder, like, since Emily, now you've seen the first episode, would you be tempted in watching Bridgerton now before the rest of the episodes come out?
I
Just
don't think
so
I don't think I've got the time to. I'm so busy with other stuff. But if I wasn't busy, I would have. But yeah, I think I probably like as soon as the other episodes come out, I will watch those, and then
mm,
I'll wait whenever I get more time, and I'll just watch Bridgerton because I really need to know what happens to Queen Charlotte. So that's why I'm in a rush. Otherwise, I would have just waited quite a while. But I really want to know. So, but yeah,
mm,
I will definitely check out Bridgerton. But so far, just from what I've seen from Queen Charlotte, I just have a feeling that Bridgerton's probably going to be the same level or maybe
mm.
even better from what people have said. But
Maybe, yeah.
yeah,
So yeah. I mean, I'll probably give it a try when the show comes out. So yeah, I think I'll just do Queen Charlotte first, just so we can have a talk about it, and then possibly Bridgerton,
yeah,
because I think it's been equally good as well.
yeah, definitely. Just if just watching the first episode was that good, then I can't imagine like how the rest of the show and how Bridgerton is as well. But yeah, I forgot to say like the costumes, absolutely beautiful. Some
I
of them, like
seen I seen like some scenes
absolutely.
with like costumes. I'm like, oh my God, this is really good. Like the way they did it, and like I seen like the hairstyles as well. They're quite good as well.
Yeah, the attention to
Imagine.
detail is really there. And
Mm.
and the setting as well, like so beautiful. But yeah, 100% would recommend it.
I've got one question because I know this is a very fictional show, like because you never see in the past, like when we see because not many like very different diversities coming into the show. So, and I remember this scene I saw it on like Gogglebox where there was a dancing in Bridgerton where they were singing to like a violin play where they did like a Wrecking Ball by Miley Cyrus. I'm like, hang on a minute, why are you playing this? That never exists.
There
So I
there
just
was a
wondered,
few of those. I recognized one song from
yeah.
episode one.
Would you say like that kind of like blending the modernness in the past, sort of what was it really like? Was it something that attracted to you in the show as well? Because that was something that really intrigued me into thinking
It
this
it
show.
was really interesting because I don't want to spoil it, but there was a scene where there was a song playing, and I was like, hold on, that song sounds so familiar. And then I was like, and I was like, oh my God, it's that song. I was like, whoa. But yeah, it's really like because you like Grace said, that song wasn't around
Hmm,
when all this stuff was happening. But the fact that they made it in such a way that it fits in
hmm,
perfectly with what's happening, with all the emotions, and also just the whole scene, like it was really
yeah,
good. So yeah, like I said, the attention to detail is really there.
yeah. Because that's why I think lots of people love Bridgerton because it's such a fictional world, but it's something we can all kind of like imagine ourselves being in it because it's
Mhm.
like the modern world. Like there's so many different people, and we hear like songs we hear today.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's pretty amazing.
yeah,
So yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
Hmm. Out of 10, how would you rate it?
I'd say nine. I'd say nine. I'd
Nine.
even maybe say a 10, but I don't want to say 10 because I just feel like
Yeah.
maybe not a 10.
Yeah.
But I'd say nine. Nine definitely. Nine and higher, definitely. If anything. I
Yeah,
was
guys,
I was
it's that
really
good. It's
impressed.
that good.
I was really impressed. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how everybody else was feeling. Like I could just tell from how people were leaving the cinema. Like they all seemed like quite interested and stuff, and like going into the garden party afterwards as well. Like there's quite a few people that, hanging around, taking photos and, whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, highly would recommend it so far. Like hopefully the rest of the show like lives up to it. But
Yeah. Well, if
yeah,
it's that good on the first episode, it should be good for the rest
it
then.
should hopefully, yeah. Because usually like first episode's really rubbish and then it gets better. But this one's
Yeah.
like all the way up there already. But yeah, thanks guys for watching my non-spoiler review on the first episode of Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story. I hope I've convinced you to give it a go, or maybe got you more excited to watch it. Comment down below your thoughts on the show so far after watching the trailers and the different promo clips, and when you actually have watched the show on the 4th of May, or maybe afterwards, I don't know. But come back here and leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on the show. Like, did you enjoy it? Was episode one as good as I said it was? Just let me know. And if you have any other suggestions for reviews for us to do or anything to watch, then let us know. But before you leave, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our content. Don't forget to check out our social media accounts, Twitter and Instagram, and our website too. You can interact with us on there and all of those. But yeah, thanks guys for checking out this review and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.